Sage Reflections, Sage Reflections, Sage Reflections, real life with faith, just truth. Sage Reflections, Sage Reflections, Sage Reflections, real life with faith, just truth. Sage Reflections, this is Sage Reflections. Hello everyone, welcome to Sage Reflections. How are you all doing? Wow, it's been a minute. I really enjoyed having you guys in the last episode, and we're here again, and Jesse here.
Sammy here.
And as usual, it's real, it's relatable, it's full of truth, and something that is something that you can look forward to and also apply in life. We're not here to sugarcoat anything. At the same time, we're here to also give you something that is going to uplift your spirit, and I pray, as always, that God gives us answers to any question we might have in our heart. So, just a few recap from the last few episodes. We've been looking at the ways of the ant. And remember the Bible says, go to the ant, oh yes, hungry. And the first episode, we looked at discipline. We're stressing the fact that the ants, they don't need anyone to guide them, rule them, oversee them, tell them what to do, but they still get up every single day and go. You don't have to motivate them or even put them under pressure. They just know that, hey, I got to get up, gather all my stuff, because when winter comes, I might not have anything to eat. So that is what led us into the second episode, where we talked about awareness, and we highlighted the fact that they are very much aware of their seasons. We tried to really emphasize on the fact that we all have seasons in our lives, and it's very important for us to put together everything needed for that season in preparation for the next one, because you never know. Each season prepares you for the next one, and then that birth the next episode, consistency. So when you walk into the next season, are you being consistent throughout that season and even the season you're currently in? You saw that the ant they have this rhythm with them. They go regardless of what comes their way. They keep going. They don't need you to push them, and they keep moving. If they need to go in pairs, they go in pairs. If you see them walking around in your house or outside, you see them carrying stuff, that consistency, they drop it off, they come back again, they pick up, they go back. And that is the lesson we were trying to push there. That small actions repeatedly really definitely produces great results. So it's not about the intensity. You can push, and then if you go ahead and not do anything for 1 week and then come back, push for 1 day, that doesn't really show consistency. Consistency is the little drops of water, little grains of sand. They say makes that mighty ocean, and I guess a pleasant land. Okay, and now we're moving on to another part of this episode, which is endurance, guys. Endurance, that ability to always continue regardless of the pressure, regardless of the obstacles or what you feel, no matter how weary you think you feel, but just keep going. That is that endurance piece. I look at it as life. When we go through life, it's not guaranteed that it's always going to be smooth, right? It's not guaranteed that every day is going to go the way you planned it. The Bible also lets us know that every day have its own troubles. But the thing is, you show up and you push through whatever storm of life is coming at you. The getting up and going, like we talked about, the consistency, but pushing through that storm becomes the enduring piece. And I see endurance as a holistic capacity to sustain yourself or be sustained in a situation. So it's not just the physical part of showing up, it's also your mental being, your spiritual being, your emotional being, everything that makes you a person, being sustained through a season, being sustained through a period in your life. That becomes the endurance piece. So let's dive into what God has for us today. I'm gonna move it over to Sammy here to pick it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering when you called me in, because you kind of just went on and on. You endured through that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so endurance. Funny enough, I grew up in Nigeria. We both grew up in Nigeria, and that was a name that most people were called, and it's such an interesting. I know I've met a few people named endurance. So when you think about the word endurance, what comes to mind? It's almost like you're struggling through something. But the key word there is not the struggling, is the true. The continuity regardless of the struggle. Because the minute you stop, it's no longer endurance, you quit. So endurance is that capacity to keep going, regardless of how difficult the situation is. And if we look at the ants, which is our model, like we've been modeling the ants over the last few episodes, they keep going. Like, I don't know, I'm sure everyone listening to us must have seen an ant move before. You've seen them carry a very large piece of item and you're wondering, how is this little thing dragging something that is like 10 times its size?
Breadcrumbs,
sugar, even a cockroach. Like one ant will be dragging an entire cockroach, and then all of a sudden his buddies come and help him. But the fact that they don't just leave it and go away, that's the whole point of endurance. Sometimes you see them stumble while they're pulling on that thing, but they don't stop. They keep going. And sometimes even when that load is too much and they know they can't carry it all, they will cut off a bit of it, go drop it, and come back for it. That is endurance. Because the ant does not stop. It does not give up. It keeps going, regardless of how hard the terrain is. Sometimes you see them climb over branches that are above a water puddle because they want to get across the water puddle to grab something that they need for themselves. And if you liken it to the life of a man, that's going through adversity, going through struggles, going through people telling you no, going through people declining your request, going through all those many interviews where you're being turned down and you keep going. So endurance is not stopping, regardless of how much failure you are facing. Keep going. The ant keeps going. It doesn't stop. I saw a quote that says, progress belongs to those who continue. Not the people that started.
Yeah.
Not the people who intend to start.
Yeah.
Not the people who wish to start. It's those that continue going.
Yeah.
And some people, that's where most of us fail it. We miss that key point of continuity. We looked at our consistency the last time. We said it's important to do small mini tasks consistently, and then you find that you're making progress.
Yeah.
You keep doing those little things. But what if the zeal you had before for that consistency is no longer there? What if the gain that you were seeing, for example, growing up as a kid, we didn't have like running water in the house. We had to go downstairs in the same compound, fetch off water from the tap, and then climb up the stairs and turn it into a big drum. Like, we kept filling that drum until it was full to the brim. That's what consistency does to you. But where endurance comes in is you keep filling and that thing doesn't look like it's moving.
But
you're hopeful that it's gonna fill up.
You probably feel pain carrying big buckets.
You just keep dumping. Keep going. Because the day you stop, the time you stop, that's where everything goes to it. And Proverbs 24 tells us, says, if thou faint in the day of adversity, that strength is small. So endurance is a show of strength, a show of zeal. Sometimes your strength can be in your feet. Like, I believe in this thing that I'm doing. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. I can't stop. Regardless of the fact that I'm not seeing any result right now, I will still keep going. And that's what endurance looks like.
When we talk about endurance, I want us to look at it like it doesn't always come into the equation of when things are favorable. It's actually when things are uncomfortable. That's where we use the word endurance. Because otherwise, on the other end, you say, "Oh, I'm enjoying this," enjoyment. But endurance comes where something is not very comfortable,
not palatable.
I wouldn't say favorable per se, because there's a goal at the end. Hopefully, there's this goal at the end. But the enduring part is the fact that what you're doing right now doesn't feel good. If you think about someone going to the gym And I always use this gym thing. Maybe I should resume gym, but my hand is still healing, guys. But anyway, you go to the gym today, you're very, very sore. Your consistency, you get up tomorrow and you go, now you're even more sore. But the enduring part is that I'm still going to lift this weight. And every single time I'm adding an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10 pounds just for me to get that stamina to lift even more. I'm building capacity. So that means when you stay in the place of endurance, the kind of pressure you subject yourself to, or the kind of pressure you're able to, should I say, overcome, or I won't say embody, like shield, determines your capacity. So if
it builds your capacity.
Yeah. So if you're not able to really weather that storm, or create that gains within that time, endure through that, your capacity may not be as great as somebody that did. So anyone that commits their self and don't see any result, human thinking, you're already discouraged. You're like, I committed myself, I don't see any result. But the part of enduring is that sometimes that progress may seem slow, but you have to endure through it. Sometimes, like you said, the thing that made you get into it, that excitement, I'm working on a project, and then it starts to slow down. So that means that means endurance could come down to sometimes how you feel. That's why I said it's holistic. So your emotions, things starts to shake. Let's say people start talking, this person has been doing this for a long time, but we're not saying anything. And before you know it, it starts shaking. What you do and how you guide your heart and go will determine where you end up at the end of the day. If you decide that you're going to stop because of what people are saying, then it's unfortunate for you, because you might not get to the end goal. Like you rightly said, the progress part is the most important part and going to the very end, not quitting. So when it looks like, the reward is so far, like when I do this, like what is the end? We're working on something recently, and I remember I'm talking about it lately, how it looks like a blank canvas initially. And slowly we added one thing and put in one thing, paint one thing into it, and now you're looking at this blank canvas and you're like, wow,
this is so full.
This is so full. Like, remember I go, this is so full. But then someone could look at that and go, we could add more to this painting. We could add more to this canvas. So it depends on what your end goal becomes. That would determine what you are willing to give out. The Bible says in Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, it said, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if what? We faint not. In due season. So that it comes back to season. There is season, there is time, and there is season for everything. So if you are enduring through a season, and the season for you to reap is the next season, and you stop in this season, unfortunately you will not get the reward, because you are not in the season of reaping. So it is important that we start and we do not faint. And if I bring our attention back, because I really do like the scriptures and the way it puts things, Hebrews chapter 10 verse 36, it says, for ye have need of patience. So you need what?
Patience.
That's like endurance and patience, pretty much they are twins. They work together. I can't endure if I'm not patient. I cannot endure if I'm not patient. It is me being able to withstand, like I said, whatever comes your way. It could be as little as,
while still reminding yourself of where
you are going. One of people we look up to spiritually made a comment about there was a time about when people talking, and he made an illustration. He said, when people are talking, if you decide to be them, think about it like wearing white, and those people have a stain on their hand, or like palm oil was the actual word he used. He said then you go and play around with those people because you are trying to, defend yourself or talk back or be like them, and then they put the palm oil on your white. What happens? You are now stained. Now you are like them. So that was what he was trying. So sometimes endurance is you being patient through adversity, because what people are going to talk, it's not going to look right. It's going to look like you haven't done anything, but you have been doing so much, but you can't see it yet.
Yeah, we actually had an episode on that about ignoring the noise or something like that.
Yes, we did.
Go take a listen to that. That really touches on endurance when people talk.
Yeah.
Like ignoring them, knowing where you are going to.
Yeah. So like in that scripture it says, "For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, you might receive the promise." So many people focus on God's promise, but they don't focus on the endurance. Endurance. You're looking, yes, God has promised you this and that, but He has told you to be patient, that after you have done. It didn't say when you are half finished.
After you're done.
When you are done, not when you just started. When you are done the will of God, then. So the question is, are you doing the will of God?
Yeah. So I like how you linked up endurance with seasons. You know, we talked about being aware of seasons in the second episode of the Ways of the Ant. Go have a good listen on that one. The ant is aware of the seasons, and they do things in that season to prepare them for the next season. But one thing that was missing from all of that particular podcast is this. What keeps them going in this season? Endurance. They endure through the summer gathering food, knowing that through the winter they're just gonna chill and eat all winter without having any form of lack. Anyone in, like, I don't know if it was the ant movie, the cartoon movie of the ants, where the was it the grasshoppers that will come steal from the ants? Because the ants are gathering and they are not gathering and they're trying to come steal from them.
And they're laughing.
So think about that. If you do not endure through your season in preparation for the next season, it's either you're going to be stuck in the next season, or you find yourself in a place where you're going to need to depend on other people when that season comes through. So why is it that many of us don't continue enduring, don't keep pushing? Why do we quit? Why are we quitting so soon? Why are we stopping in the middle? Like I remember this. There's this funny video. We talked about it when we're kind of reading through this, and we said that you see that cartoon illustration where someone is digging for diamonds, and you can see that they're so close to it because we can see like a view of it that they don't see, and then they give up and they walk away. Meanwhile, somebody else just comes and taps, and they hit it, and then that guy is sitting there wondering, but I've been digging this whole time. And that's what endurance looks like. You keep going. You know, and permit me to say, when we had this, when we were kind of talking about this initially today, we were like, endurance through pressure is usually what would make or break a person.
Yep, that's right.
If you endure, you will be made. You will get to where you're going. You will get to that thing that you're desiring. But if you fail to endure, that thing you set out to accomplish, you will not gain it. You will never ever gain it. We start finding ourselves asking questions like, is this even worth it? Why am I still doing this? And this is the most popular one I hear people from my generation and even younger generations talk about. Maybe this is not for me. Who said so? Who told you it's not for you? Have you pushed hard enough? Have you waited long enough? Have you tried enough? I remember, I think there was a friend of yours that talked about how she put out 100 resumes to different jobs, and I think she got like 1 or 2 calls, and one of those was the job.
Just the one,
Imagine if she stopped at 50. Imagine if she stopped at 70 or 90 or 99. And then get to the 100. Maybe it was that 100th person that she applied to that actually called back. Some of us just give up. And I guess the biggest issue with our generation and the generations coming after us is that inability to wait for that gratification.
Yeah.
That delayed gratification. They want to see the results right now. We want to see that I'm putting in this effort and it's happening right now. So when we're not seeing it right now, then what do? We quit. We give up. We stop in the middle of a process. In the middle of, and sometimes some people stop right at the end. Right at the end. There's that saying that, you know, at the darkest point of the tunnel, you're about to come out.
Yeah.
You're about to hit light,
Yeah.
or some form of light.
Yeah.
Imagine if at the darkest point of that tunnel, you're like, nah, bruh, this is too dark.
But
I'm
then you
going
have
back.
to go through darkness to go
And
back.
then you walk back. Regardless of all the progress you already made.
You know, sorry to jump in. Endurance is not as easy as it sounds, but sometimes it depends on what you're feeding yourself with that would help you go through that tunnel. If you think about it, I just want to add to your, and then you can continue, please. If you think about it, if I am feeding my body with junk, I will be more tired if I'm doing a physical activity because I'm not as healthy. Same thing applies to other aspects of life. What you feed yourself with during the period of your endurance, during your season, will determine how you are pushed through that season. Because if you are feeding yourself with positive things, hearing podcasts like this maybe, you know, hearing people's story and on how they went through and succeeded, or how they went through and they were still grateful regardless of the outcome, but that didn't stop them from trying again, those things might encourage you. So I just wanted to point that when you talk about the tunnel,
Yeah,
that if you go into the tunnel without having enough gas, is another thing. You can get stuck. You come down, you start walking with your leg. People that have gas will go ahead. So it's the preparation to take you through it becomes very, very, very necessary.
Yeah, and I just to add to that line of thought you had there, sometimes in life we run out of gas, not probably because we didn't prepare enough. It's sometimes we don't even realize the task ahead of us.
Yeah.
But then some people give up at that point. Why? You're already on the path. Just keep going.
Come down and walk.
walk.
Guess, even if you don't get there on time,
Keep going.
Yeah, that's another side of it. Yeah.
It's only the person that stopped and turned around that will never know what the destination looks like.
Yeah, that's right actually.
Sometimes we give up so easily. We give up too quickly.
It's okay to ask for help.
It's okay to ask for help.
It's okay to
It
ask
is.
for help. Because you can be going through that tunnel right now, using that as an illustration, and somebody might be going, they might be willing to stop. You wave them down, they stop, they give you gas, they give you a lift, whatever. That lift could be somebody assisting you financially.
Absolutely.
That lift could be you calling someone and say, hey, I'm crying right now. This is too much. Can you pray with me? Can you just hang out with me? What do you think I should do? That lift could be your family and friends. It could be your church, or whatever you engage in. It could be exercise. It could be rest. It could be study. It could be water. It could be healthy meals. That lift is just something that carries you from that point A to point B. Because there might be times where you'll be tired. I was watching again this movie, Gifted Hands, Ben Carson, and one of the scene in the movie was his mom going through, the period where she was feeling like, she couldn't, her kids were not going to be better than her because she wasn't educated. She was the foster home, got married to her husband, who later had another family, and then the marriage, got dissolved, whatever. She was thinking of actually, harming herself. But she actually went to the psychiatric hospital in wherever they were based, and the man told her, after she had opened up and everything, told her to check herself in. And she did. And then she was able to come back to support her children after a few days she was gone for. What am I saying? Sometimes, if you need help, seek the right help to get through that season.
Yeah, instead of quitting. It's easier to get help in that season. It's easier to get help with that goal. It's better. Easier is not even the right word.
Yeah.
It's much better to get help than for you to quit.
Yeah.
One thing that, as we're talking, I just remembered, and it flashed in my head, how are diamonds made? through its carbon being subjected to immense heat and pressure for years. Not just 5 years, 10 years, it's millions of years.
Yeah.
Then carbon is turned into diamond. Diamond that's so strong that it's used as a cutting edge for some machinery. That's how strong one can get if they endure through pressure. Imagine if that piece of carbon was like, no, this is too much. I'm busting out of here.
Yeah.
No, they'll never get to that point we would never get to that point where we can stand out and be as relevant as diamond if we run away from pressure, if we keep removing ourselves from pressure.
If our Savior, Jesus Christ, on the cross ran away from pressure, did not endure on that cross, we would not have salvation.
Absolutely.
Because the consistency part was him coming to earth, doing all the works. But that enduring phase, when he got on the cross for something he did not do.
Seeing the people you're dying for mock you.
That is what we're going through these days.
Yeah, that's endurance.
You can be
seeing the people that you are dying for mock you.
People that you've helped over
and they're looking at you like, if you are Christ, come down
and save yourself.
He could,
but that was
if he wanted
to. But he had a purpose and where he was going.
Yeah, he knew where he was going to.
So there's sometimes you've helped somebody, and now you are in a capacity where you need support, and they are laughing at you.
Just endure through.
Just endure through. You have where you are going.
Be patient through it. Wait through it.
If he did not endure, his ministry would not be fulfilled. Jesus Christ carried so much sin on himself that even his own father turned his back on him.
Yeah.
And he even asked, why have you forsaken me? Like, why have you left me? Because the sin he carried was a lot. Even on top of that, he still decided to die because it was for a greater cause. He didn't look at, if he looked at the few people there, we would not have salvation today. How many billion people? 8 billion people or so. I think someone posted, I don't know if it was a joke, but I ran into a screenshot of 8.5 and someone that was the 0.5 in counting the humans on Earth. I don't know, I saw that. I don't know if that was AI generated, but the 8 billion people on Earth, or 9 billion or 10 billion, I don't know how many we are now, but if he listened to what the few people that were there back then were saying, we would not have salvation.
Absolutely.
So, that brings me to tell them most people don't quit because they hate the goal. They quit because they become weary. They've seen the goal. The goal is good. Jesus Christ knew where he was going. He knew what he wanted to do, but he did not allow that wear him down. He cried out, don't get me wrong. He cried out even as Christ himself, but he stayed through. So when you talk about weariness, in that light, what comes to mind? That's when you feel discouraged. I've been working so hard, it's not coming through. I've been trying to, buy this house for the last 20 years, and I've been gathering, but life is happening and it's hard to put it together. I've been applying for this job, or I've been trying to, even maybe someone that is trying to conceive. I've been waiting for 20 years. I've been waiting for 30 years. If that is your goal, I know it's hard. I know, my say until somebody goes through that, they can't give the advice. It's not an advice. It's just keep trusting God. Keep trusting God. Yeah. Enduring also looks like, we have family members that have gone into adoption. Enduring is this is another path God has called me to. This is
something I want, and I will find a way.
This is the path God has called me to. IVF. I'm using those examples because some people see it as sin. I don't know about you, but I don't see it as that. I don't see it as that. That's why in this present age we teach married couples about birth control. So it's enduring is you are in a season. What is God? What is the will of God for me in that season?
Permits me to give an illustration of what endurance looks like. I don't know if I've shared this story with you. This was when I used to work in the pipeline. There was a time we put a pipe in the ground, and a few months later there was a detection of an issue with the pipe. So the pipe was dug back up, and we realized that the way it was dug, because it was dug in the winter and it was placed in the ground in the winter, people what we thought was snow when that pipe was being put in the ground was rock. So the pipe was sitting way too close to a piece of rock that would have, over the years, damaged the pipe. So obviously the pipe was dug out, pulled kind of side out of the way, and they told us that this piece of solid rock needed to be crushed and brought down. But because the pipe is already half buried in the ground, it's not going to be machineries. It's all going to be hand drilling.
Holy.
Hand drilling,
Wow.
pickaxes, and all kinds of things, just to make sure the pipe doesn't get damaged.
Wow.
I think it took 2 days of all kinds of banging and hitting and drilling and knocking over, and because even the place we put the pipe, they couldn't even blast that place because it was a really high peak with very unstable rocks on the top. So it was one of those things where you have to carefully chip away at the rock. You get a little pebble fall off, and then a little pebble, and then something as big as a brick, and then little bit by bit, day after day, 2 days of full 12-hour shifts, guys taking turns. These are guys that would normally be in machinery or something, or doing one thing or the other, and it's just, even to the point that the main supervisor was in there blasting this rock.
But that's the teamwork.
And that was endurance. If we had said, don't worry, bury it like that, and 10 years down the road there's an issue with that pipe, that's going to be a much more expensive
So if
fix.
you do not endure, you can impact a generation negatively.
Yes.
You can literally...
You can be the reason why somebody else fails to enjoy what you thought you built for them.
Now, let me remind you something that happened today. So we're about heading out. We've had a long week. So we're about heading out sometime early today. And Sammy here went to the basement. He wanted to grab something. And he started seeing some water drip. He's like, what is this? Long story short, we realized it's coming from the toilet upstairs. And we looked into it. We thought maybe we could fix it. Went to Home Depot, grabbed stuff. We got pretty much disassembled everything, only for him to realize that someone did not endure through.
Yeah.
When
Someone took the easy way out.
Trying to
and cost me 2 to 3 hours of work today.
That was frustrating.
That was painful.
That was really painful, and I could tell that everybody was really worn out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you realize that.
I would describe what the person did. So the person was trying to put, I don't know if you're familiar with floor flanges in the ground for the toilet to sit above it. And I think in the process of them putting it in, I don't know how that was possible, it broke. So instead of them to just replace it, they just put glue in the pipe and glued it into the pipe.
Everything together.
So now you can't even take it out without cutting the pipe open. And in fact, cutting off the entire pipe and putting a new pipe. So now we have to use the old flange and then try to seal all the way around it, because that damage they caused from the beginning is what started leaking now.
Yeah, an impact.
So because they failed to fix their problem, how many years ago that house was built, now we're having to fix that now.
Yeah.
Because what they thought they did to fix it has now failed.
Has now finally failed.
Instead of lasting as long as that item was designed to
last for.
They failed to just endure through the process of taking that out and putting, maybe they just had to get up, get their bum up, go to the store, buy a new one, and they're like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so
endurance is also not cutting corners.
Don't cut corners, yes. Yeah, do not cut corners because it can affect somebody else. You know, we talked about the discouragement part, and I was giving you so many instances what life could throw at us. And discouragement, maybe you're trying to settle down, or you're a student in school and your grades are not going as you think. Do not give up is what the endurance is. Keep going. It could be frustrating. Like I said, sometimes you have, not sometimes, all the time, you just like David in the Bible, you have to ask God, can I pursue? Can I overtake? Will I recover? And it may not be the path that you are thinking. So that's why I use the one of people adopting. sometimes life may not be the way you've planned it. It may not be. Jesus did not. I don't think he expected. Maybe he did because he knows everything. People are gonna laugh at him, but I don't think he expected his father to turn his back at him. That one, I don't think he was expecting that one.
Because that hit him.
Because that one hit him. Like,
he
I don't know.
He probably expected it, but he didn't.
He didn't prepare himself for that one.
I don't think even if you prepared, it still hurts
nothing
anyway.
will prepare.
It's one of those things you prepare for and it hurts
and
anyway.
it hurts anyway. Because
it's just like telling a woman in labor that, because you've been doing your Kegel exercises, childbirth's not going to hurt. It will still hurt.
That's a good one. Because, she knows that.
But you still have to endure through it.
Yeah.
So you can have your baby.
Yeah. So, I guess so. Yeah. God knows everything. So, he probably did, but that one hit him so good. So, it doesn't feel comfortable. Some other signs of weariness could be that emotional fatigue. We've had those. I've had it where you come back and you're like, damn. I'm tired today.
I'm done.
I'm done. But guess what? The consistency gets you up tomorrow, and then endurance keeps you through it.
Anyway. Yeah.
And then we've actually looked at the lack of visible results. That causes all of the weariness and.
I think that's the biggest one when it comes to what causes weariness, because some of us we don't see that result. We hope for little results. Like the example of the drum I explained. My hope is that as I'm filling that drum, I want to see that water level rise up. Like we even had some of those drums that had the lines with with the leaders, so you can anticipate, how many more do I need to pour in here for this to be filled up?
Yeah.
But if you imagine you're pouring into a well. Then you don't know where the bottom of it is.
Please.
No, but that's how some of the issues we face in life actually looks like.
I know.
It feels like you're pouring water into a well.
Some days it feels like an ocean. But I get it. I'll leave us with this scripture. Isaiah 40 verse 31. It says, "But they that wait upon the Lord says shall renew thy strength." I'm just gonna pick it apart little by little here, because when you wait upon God, waiting upon God is another podcast, because it will test you. Some days it will test you.
But that sentence carries a lot more words than it reads.
Yes.
It says, "They that wait upon the Lord." Waiting, doing what? Are they just sitting idle? Or are they enduring through the pressure?
And keep going, keep pushing.
So I would put it as, they that endure through the pressure while waiting upon the Lord.
That is just the interpretation. We're not adding to the scriptures, guys. But that is kind of how it's.
Because if you're waiting doing nothing, what are you waiting for him for?
I guess so. It's just like, okay, let's say, I remember I was talking about taking a course and just sitting on it for some time. Remember I said that, and the years were just going, just because. So if it's not working for you, then you gotta figure out what else.
Find a way.
What else am I doing here? Do I need help? What are the other alternatives?
Find a way.
That are genuine. I will stress on that. It says, "Shall renew thy strength." So if you wait upon the Lord, why are you waiting upon the Lord, not anyone else? It said, "They shall mount up with wings like eagles, they shall run and not be weary." So even when the devil is telling you you're tired, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you are not handsome enough, you don't have the money, you don't have the opportunity, you don't know anybody there to give you that contract, you don't have support from your family or friends, you don't have support from your church, you don't have support from your community, all of those things, just let it go, just dust it off and keep pushing.
Like, I have a question for everyone listening right now. Think about any time where you actually pushed through, where all your senses, everything you believed in, everything you thought about was telling you to just give up. But think about when you pushed through. Think about the result you got. Think about, what if I didn't? Where would I have been? That is pretty much what we're saying. So it is that pushing through. How did you manage? For that thing that you thought was going to break you, it didn't break you. That is what the scripture is pretty much telling us. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Yeah. They shall mount up with wings as eagle. They shall run and not faint. They shall walk. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. God never promised that there will be no weariness, but He promised that He will renew our
all the
strength.
time, all the time.
Yeah.
One thing is that I think we as humans we fail to realize how much capacity that God has put in us. If we understood half the capacity, there's certain projects we've worked on, and I think there was a day I was up for like 2 days straight where I didn't sleep.
Oh, yes.
But by the but by the time I was done, it was done. But that thing that looked completely impossible, we completed it.
Yeah.
We finished it. That thing that took sleep out of my eyes for 2 nights was now completed. Imagine if we had stopped. We would still be looking at it as something that was not possible. A good illustration would be somebody like a farmer. You go out, you plant your seeds, you're not going to expect results right away. You're not going to expect that, say we plant palm trees and by tomorrow I want to be selling palm oil. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Even if you get the new hybrid ones that bear within a couple years, it's still not going to work. It would take a little bit for that. It would take a little bit for that seedling to come out of the ground. It would take a little bit of waiting and nurturing for it to grow. It will take a little bit of you putting the effort to remove the weeds around it, to make sure pests are not eating it, to make sure that if you see a yellow spot on the leaf, you want to check what's going on. Is there a nutrient is missing, or is there a fungi that's attacking it? And that is endurance. That is what some of us go through in life, and we don't wait, we don't check, we don't pamper those things. And you know me and you, we've joked about this a few times, that if some of us spend as much time nurturing our goals and our dreams as much as we spend scrolling on social media, we will get so much ahead in life.
Rich.
We just need to give ourselves a little bit more. Keep pushing.
I just want to add on the farmer thing, as we were just talking. One thing I was thinking about is about the farmer as well, and what it looks like when the seed is actually taking root. Because sometimes when we go through things in life, permit me to say that some of the things that test us the most, that we have to endure longer for, and that stretches our capacity, potentially has the ability to sustain us for a longer period of time. Whether what we get in terms of profit or what we learn along the way. Because when you think about when the farmer plants, depending on what he's planting, some things will come up very fast. If it's, we use a palm tree for an example, but let's use, I don't know, maybe oranges versus, let me say, tomatoes or peppers. There are some that I think peppers, they're fast. You put the seeds down, before you know it, you're seeing it, ooh, and then it's all out there. But when an orange tree comes up, an apple tree or cherry tree, it's a few years. And guess what? Your neighbors benefit from it. But your neighbors probably will benefit from tomato and pepper temporarily. People around you, even yourself. Because at some point, when the weather changes and your greenhouse is out in the winter, it's probably going to die off. But the orange will stand through that season upon season. So what stretches you longer potentially might sustain you longer when the result starts to show. So that gives it more of a deeper root. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want us to, as we wrap up, just cast our mind on everything that we're chasing. Think about all the goals you set for yourself. Think about all the dreams, all the desires you have, all the things we're working on. It's impossible for us to say there's just one thing we're working on. We're humans. We always have many things we're working on. Lay them all out. Think about where you are. Think about those things that you've stopped. Pick them up. Continue. Endure. Finish. There's a lot of accomplishment when you finish. Think about all the people that just graduated in the polytechnic in the city here where we live. Like, you can see the joy in their face when they're wrapping up. You can see the happiness. But for them to get there, they had to endure, through school,
4 years,
assignments, exams,
2 years.
Projects,
Yeah.
difficult project groups,
Yeah.
all of those things, difficult instructors, difficult school systems, challenges of life.
Yeah.
They endured through all that. At the end of the day, they received their reward. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9 says, "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed."
Yeah.
The believer may bend, but the believer does not break. As long as we believe in God, we will not break.
Yeah.
We cannot break. We might bend, but we will not break.
There's no way.
We will not break.
They will not break.
So
Amen.
our prayer for you today is that as you continue in this journey of life, as you continue to push through your goals, that the Lord help you.
Amen.
We pray that you let the Lord help you in this. Stay focused, stay pushing. Don't stop, don't give up. It's when you give up, you will never know what the outcome will be. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
We'll talk to you
guys.
next time.
Take care.
Bye.
This is Sage Reflections.
Well, real life meets real faith.
Real conversations
Relatable journeys.
and uplifting truth.